Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Steve. This podcast channel where we break down the latest research and trends in fitness, health, and exercise science, one study at a time. Today we are diving into a topic that is as important as it's fascinating: the injury risks in resistance training methods. Whether you are into traditional strength conditioning or strength training, CrossFit, weightlifting, or powerlifting, this episode is packed with insights on which methods are safest and why. So, grab your headphones and let's get started. Resistance training has gained massive popularity over those decades, and for a good reason. It's effective, empowering, and can be tailored to almost everyone's fitness level. But with great rewards comes potential risk. Injuries can be a significant concern for athletes and casual gym goers alike. This podcast episode is based on a systematic review published recently, which analyzed injury prevalence and incidence across different resistance training methods. The study's title is Which Resistance Training is Safest to Practice? A systematic review, and is from the Journal of Orthopedic Surgery and Research. And this study is primarily focused on to answer some burning questions. The first one is, which resistance training method is the safest? The second question is, what are the characteristics of injuries in these activities? And the last question is, how severe are these injuries and how are they defined in research? Today we are breaking it down for you. Let's dive into the findings. This study is conducted through the systematic review process, and it followed the PRISMA recommendation, a widely respected standard for research reviews, and was registered in ProPassRo, a database for systematic reviews. Researchers search different databases like PubMed, Cochrane, and Web of Science using specific keywords related to resistance training and injuries and epidemiology. They found a staggering 4,982 studies during their initial search, which were eventually narrowed down to just 28 studies that met strict inclusion criteria. These studies span various training modalities, including the CrossFit, high-intensity functional training, powerlifting, strength training, weightlifting, strongman exercise, and something like that. So how about the key findings of this systematic review? The review data reveal a broad range of injury risk across different resistance training methods. Here are some numbers that might surprise you. The injury incidence ranged from 0.21 injuries per 1,000 hours of training to a whopping 18.9 injuries per 1,000 hours. How about the injury prevalence? It spanned from 10% to 82%. But what does this mean? Essentially, the likelihood of getting injured depends heavily on the training master. the individual's experience level, and how the training is executed. So, you might be curious about which methods are the safest. Now for the big review. Traditional strength training might be the safest option. With relatively low injury rates, this method is typically slow pace and focus on control movements, make it ideal for reducing injury risks. And the high intensity functional training, or you might call it CrossFit. This kind of exercise or resistance training is known for its intense, fast-paced workouts, which can increase the risk of injury if proper form and recovery are neglected. And the third kind of exercise is the powerlifting and weightlifting. Actually, those two kind of training is for the sport specific. These methods are more technical and require excellent form to prevent injuries. While they are generally safer for the experienced lifters, beginners may face higher risks. So how about the strongman training? The strongman training had the highest injury rates among the study methods. The nature of this kind of sport is lifting unconventional and often extremely heavy objects, making it inherently risky. So, how about the challenge in all those research? It's worth noting that not all studies reviewed were of the highest quality. Using the risk of bias assessment tool, which evaluates the quality of observational studies, there are 5 studies received the A rating, which means they are high quality, but there are 21 studies were rated B, which means they are moderate quality. And last, there are 2 studies is scored a C, which means they are low quality. Loss risk of assessment means we need to take the results with a grain of salt. More robust research is needed to better understand injury risk across all resistance training methods. So, what can we learn from this study, or what is the most interesting information that we might get from this study? There are several takeaways for the gym goers and fitness enthusiasts. First, form and technique does matter. Regardless of the method, proper form is your best defense against injuries. Invest in a qualified coach or trainer, especially if you are new to a particular training style. That might be help. The second is you should know your limits. Pushing yourself is a great idea, but overtraining or attempting exercise beyond your current ability might be significantly increase the injury of risk. The third we can learn is you should choose the resistant exercise wisely. If safety is your top priority, traditional strength training might be the best choice. For those who love variety and high intensity, you might consider the CrossFit or high intensity functional training, but you should do them with caution. The last takeaway is that you should rest and take care of your recovery. Injuries often happen when we don't allow our bodies to get recovered. Make sure you are prioritizing sleep, nutritional advice, and active recovery days into your daily workout or workout routine. So the closing thought of this episode is that the resistance training is actually a powerful tool for improving strength, endurance, and overall health, but it's also essential to approach it with knowledge and care. This systematic review sheds light on the varying injury risks across different methods, and we hope this episode might help you make informed decisions about your training journey. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave us a review. If you got any questions or topic suggestions, please reach out to us on social media or you might email us. Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for tuning in, and until the next time, stay safe and strong.